Alright everybody, we are live. Welcome to the channel. I am Grim, and I've been streaming here for EVE Online on an Abyssal runner done by AceFace that makes use of the Amarr Punisher. One of the viewers was kind enough to, well, for one, he sent me 7 million ISK. That was really nice. And I do apologize, I forget the name of the viewer. I think I said user earlier. I have a bad habit of exchanging that word. I mean to say viewer, and I just can't seem to recall his name now. But he also sent me this skin. Look at that, man. That is very, very cool looking. Whenever I was a little kid, I entered into, it was like a Boy Scout kind of competition. You had to take a block of wood and form it into a race car. And there were 3 different competitions. One was for functionality, so whoever won the race, right? You put these cars on this downhill Hot Wheels type track, and you had sort of this round robin tournament. I finished 3rd in that one. I think they actually disqualified me because we put solder in at the front to give it more weight, and it turned out we were just trying to think outside the box, but they're like, yeah, you can't do that. So unofficially I finished 3rd, but the solder, I think I was stripped of that, if I remember right. The second competition, I don't remember what it was about. The 3rd one was design. And I won. That might have actually been where I placed 3rd. Yeah, I think that's how it went. I think I was disqualified from the race because I put weight into my car to give it, help with gravity. And they're like, yeah, you don't get to do that. The second one, I don't even remember what the competition was, and I placed 3rd in design. And the reason I'm mentioning all that is I used these colors. Yeah, this kind of flat black color, and then that almost glowing, more kind of a somewhere in between these 2 blues, because this is almost purple, and this is an kind of an aqua blue, and it was sort of between the 2, but it wasn't a royal blue. It was we put ghost flames on it. It looked really cool. And we used blue, and the blue was a gradient that went to white, and so it looked really neat. Those were the decals that we put onto it. So anyway, whenever I got this skin, it kind of made me think about that, and the ship just looks really cool. So I want to say thank you for that. Okay, well, we're doing Abyssal runs. Let me actually take you. Let me add an on-screen. I want to add a display capture and take you to AceFace's. I want to show you where you can find this, because I found his training plan, but it's on a different video. So let's add existing display capture. Okay. And now we are capturing. Okay. Gonna bring up the internet and go to YouTube. And let's see, there's my video. I'm live right now. Here he is, AceFace. We go to his website, and if you click on playlists and you look over here, you're searching for this one right here, EVE Online T0 to T6 Abyss full gameplay. So if we bring that up, I believe, well, right here's the link. If you want to create a new account, you can click this link and you'll get a free 1 million skill points. And so that's about 40 days worth of training from what I hear. But here he has, right here is his fit. All of this stuff right here. Oh, actually further down, all the way down to here. So all that stuff, you're supposed to be able to copy and paste this, and he shows you how to do that in a few of his other videos. I don't know if he shows you here. in this one or not. But I had to actually go and look these up individually, but that's the fit that you would start with. And then right here is his skill plan. And if you open up his skill plan, he has this thing decked out to the nines, man. It's really well organized. You can click on, these are the hot links that you can go to. These are every time. See, it's an outline. It's every time that he upgrades. So if we go down here, this is where he begins. This is all in reverse order. He's adding it as he goes, right? So at the top is where he currently is at. So you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and this is what he begins with in his skill training plan. He trains cybernetics all the way to skill 5, first of all. And then he loads this stuff up here, all the way up to this point. And with the 1 million free skill points, you'll be able to train all of that instantly. Now, I missed out on this. I chose to go through the in-game ready-made skill plans, and I loaded up Enforcer and Mission Runner and stuff like that. And if I had checked here, then I would have been able to use whatever free skill points I got in the game, because I have an existing account, so I wasn't able to get these 1 million free skill points. But I do, as a new player, the game, EvE, throws skill points at me, and I could have maybe gotten these cybernetics, but I failed to do that, so I'm missing out on that. Also, I'm not sure if an alpha clone can do that. That's the other thing that was important to mention to you guys. He is not working from the perspective of an alpha clone, so there are some things that he is training to levels that you will not be able to do as an alpha clone. All right, so that's important to know, but I want you also to know that so far in my experience, that doesn't seem to really impact you very much. Maybe it will in the later tier, you know, like tier 4 Abyssal sites and stuff, but at T0, it's not a thing. So you just go and you accomplish what you can accomplish. And then he loaded, I noticed, I think it was this area right here that whenever I checked what he had, I noticed that I did not have a lot of these. The in-game skill plans that Air provides did not cover this stuff. So I've loaded that up now. So let's go ahead and display or cancel out the display capture. And I'll take you to my training plan. And that's where I'm at. A couple of these, Mechanics 5, look at these. Energy Grid 5, Mechanics 5, Power Grid Management 5. That's 8 days, 11 days. Here's 22. That's 30 days worth of training right there. 30 days plus. So if we were to subtract those class 5 skills, you're down to 13 days training time here, and that's still quite a lot. But I did want to show you that for an alpha, remember an alpha takes twice as long to train as an omega class. That's what this is telling you right here. Clone state omega required for double training speed, 2 times training speed, right? So it takes patience on your part, because I feel like I'm kind of ready to push to T1 and maybe even get into the next ship. But one of the rules about EvE is don't jump into new ships too fast. So just notice I have all these things up here. Here's Cybernetics 3 that I'm training. It's gonna take my guy 43 days. That's a really long time, you know. But my hope is that I can plex an account with this guy, so it's worth it to just keep him training, keep him progressing. In the meantime, just at T0 alone, I've been able to accrue 25 million, and that's just off of, well, you can watch it happen in the episodes I've got. I've got 2 episodes up. I think they're 3 hours each. And so a lot of that isn't even running the sites. I bet you I've raised this 25 million in about 3 hours of play. So for a T0 site, I'm pretty content with that. You know, I'm at least excited about it. And that brings up the other thing I was telling you, don't be too fast to jump into a new ship. That's like an EVE Online rule. That's what vets pass on to noobs. And you can see that reflected. Let's go to ship hangar. Oh, I guess I could have just done it right here, but we're going to click show info. That's reflected right here under your mastery. Okay, so mastery level acquired. So I've got all of these, and you can see armor tanking 3 of 3. If you hit this little caret here, I mean, for one, you mouse over it, it'll tell you what it is, but then it'll tell you the explicit skills that are required. And I've got all of those. So I have checked off all of the items on this list. So I'm a class 1 frigate pilot. Minimum. Let's see about class 2. Mastery level acquired. Okay, good. What does that setting mean? Display skill counter for certificates. Okay. So, and same thing here. You can open them up and see what each item is required, what level of those items are required. This to me is it operates a whole lot like a university system where you have your degree plan, and it'll tell you there are some courses that you only need 101 in. But then there's some courses that you're going to have to go to level 400 classes and beyond, right? And so it's not only telling you the subject, but it's telling you the level of qualification that you need to have in it. So it's really, really handy. I believe I'm currently working on class 3, 46 days and 7 hours worth of training. I think left here is what that's telling me. And if we open this up, it's telling me I have 2 of 8 of these skills. So I'm at Repair Systems 3, I'm at Hull Upgrades 4. And I'm currently training Mechanics level 4. So that's throwing me off because it says 2 of 8. Well, if I get Mechanics level 4, that's 3 of 8. What's the where are the other 5 skills here? So I don't know what to tell you there. I don't have an answer, but I am trying to sort of guide you through this. 6 of 7 on core spaceship operations, right? And I think once I attain level 3, I would actually at level 2 be comfortable with moving into a destroyer. But level 3 definitely. And the higher you get, the more and more ready you are to move into higher class ships, because those ships are going to require some of those skills. Let's see, we got O of 8 navigation here. Again, I'm not sure. Oh, I see. I think let's go back to class 3. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, so I thought this was the next subject area. I thought it was core spaceship operation. It's not. It's telling me that I need to buy this skill book. And kind of like the Matrix, I need to inject this. And once I inject it, that allows me to do the training. And then I need to take this to, well, they're all level 1s, it looks like. Okay. So that gives you kind of a training guide. I think that's how he probably pieced his stuff together. I don't know. He's pretty experienced. He may just know what he needs to do. But for those of you looking to find out, what do I do now? What should I be doing? How do I get myself more and more qualified? This tab right here, Mastery, is a really, really good guide for showing you where you're at qualification-wise and what else you need to move up in more qualification for the ship that you're flying. Okay. Well, let's reopen inventory. I know I just closed it out. Okay, I have 4 Tranquil Electricals. I like to have 12, so 11, 10, 9, 8 more. Let's go ahead and purchase those. Right here, market. And before, well, let's purchase them first. I need the electrical. Buy 8. It's going to cost me about 1.8 mil. Okay. Now the biggest news I have, and it's good news. I've never had this before. I'm really excited to share this with everybody. Let's stack all. But another viewer actually bought me, I forget how many months. It was $100 gift. This member knows me. Okay, so let me put that out there. This wasn't just a stranger, right? So this member actually knows me, and they bought me an Omega account for a number of months. And so the one that it applied to was the one through Steam. So that's my Caldari PvE pilot that I have 4 accounts, and all of them are new characters. And I have them split up. I have a Minmatar account, I have a Caldari account, I have a Galente account. This is my Amarr account. And there you go, there's the 4 accounts. And so it applied to my one that's associated with Steam is my Caldari account. So I am now an Omega on that guy, so I can train everything. So he will eventually be taking over the Abyssal running duties, I believe, because I can train skills that this Amarr pilot will not be able to do. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with this account. Maybe I'll have some industrialists or something like that. I don't quite know yet, because really alpha accounts are locked out from a lot. So I don't really quite know yet. But anyway, my Omega account is now it's my Caldari account, and he'll be taking over in the future. So I wanted to give that heads up. Because I know we've been flying the Amarr character, and I'm letting you know, sometime in the future, he'll be taking this over, because he can train in things that this guy can't. And so I'm really excited about that. I've never had an Omega account. I've always wanted to know how to plex an account. That seems intriguing to me. And under the new management of EvE, there is a chance that they are actually trying to take that away piece by piece. I don't really know. Different people have different takes on what's going on with EVE Online, and I don't want to get into that mess because I don't know enough to really weigh in on it, and I don't want to pump you up with sunshine or give you a black pill, right? And both of those are available. So who knows, right? I know that I like this game, and especially on the free-to-play side, for something that you can just hop in and do. But I know I've spent a lot of time talking and not really running sites yet. But that was always gonna be the nature of this episode. I should have let you guys know early that I wanted to discuss some things. But let's go ahead and undock. So I am very excited to have the Caldari Omega character. I have never been an Omega before. I'm really looking forward to exploring all that EVE has to offer on the skill front side. And let's open this up. Is there a guy in space here? Oh, he's very sharp looking. He's going to look even better when we warp. And so he'll be taking over at some point in time. He's also going to train twice as fast, so
drive active.
That's a big deal. And we'll continue this experiment with running Abyssal sites. You'll just need to know that I'm now doing it with an Omega character. When we make that switch, I'll let you know again. I'll probably give you the same briefing that I'm doing now, just so other people that are jumping in the middle of the series will know, or the nature of a live stream. Sometimes people hop in, they hop out, you know. But that's going to really be the training time, the training speed. I suspect is going to be the major difference maker. not the additional skills. I think that as an alpha, you can reliably do this, even though you won't have all the skills that an Omega would have. I don't think that's going to make such a difference that it makes you, it locks you out from being able to do these. Maybe you won't be able to go to the highest tier, but all of that stuff is going to require you to get into low sec space anyway. And people are already kind of, they're doing the research now, but people have already put forth the theory that it might be more lucrative for you to just farm T3s in relatively safe space than it is for you to do the big T4s to T6s in low sec space and have to deal with the ganking and the risk that comes with it, you know. That they're thinking that your ISK per hour, the theory is that your ISK per hour will be faster, will be higher if you just stick with T3s in comparatively safer space than the T6 abyssal sites. And another factor that rolls into that too is that you're doing those T3s with a lower class ship, which is increasing your loot. It's like the ratio. Like, I think they're still using frigates to run those T3s.
Warp drive active.
And so they're getting rewarded for that, you know, extra, rather than running it with a battle cruiser. So anyway, I don't know everything. These are things that I've heard, and I'm in the discovery process myself. But what I am surmising is that whenever I switch to my Omega class character, the biggest difference we'll notice for this series is the fact that he's able to train at twice the speed. I don't think the skills are going to be the difference maker. All right, let's pop open our cargo hold. Lower this down to that. Scroll down. Okay. I will use this filter. Am I in a fleet? You must form a fleet. Okay. So you do that right here. You just form a fleet with yourself. And hey Jasper, how are you doing? I'm new to EvE. Any pro advice? And Triangle of Cool is here. Hey, nice to see you again, Triangle. Jasper, I have been playing the game for a long... How do I put this? I've had the game for many, many years. I don't even remember whenever I began, but I have not played a lot myself. So I'm kind of a noob also. If you go back and listen to the streams, I am walking you through a guide that I'm following, and this is what this is, so that you have an understanding, is that this is a way that day one characters, even alpha clones, which I am on this character, I'm an alpha clone, they can get into something that makes them good money right away, and they can work their way up. And the guide tells you, it's step by step. It tells you what ship to go buy, how to fit it, what skills to train, how to upgrade your ship, when to do that, like upgrade the modules that you have in there. It tells you everything. And then you just run these abyssals and you can start earning money. And then hopefully what that does is that will, over time, whenever you're qualified enough and you're running high enough tier abyssal sites back to back to back to back, and you're earning enough ISK per hour, the goal, hopefully, I don't know if this will work out or not, but the whole end goal is that you can plex your account. And what that means is that you're able to buy in game. Let's see, what Plex is a short term. It's a short, it's like a nickname. What does that stand for? I forget. Is it complex? Oh gosh, I don't remember, man. Plex. Maybe it's this. There it is. Okay, it's actually just straight called Plex. It is actually short for complex. But if you buy enough of this in game, and you can see it's expensive. It's over 5 million for one, and you're gonna need about 500 in order to. If you can get that, you can pay with in-game money for an Omega account. So I hope that kind of catches you up and gives you the idea of what we're shooting for here. But there's a lot to learn with EvE. It is at once, here's what I think is the genius about EvE. It is at once something that you can just play in the shallow end. And you can intuitively learn it, and it has good tutorials now. That wasn't always the case. And it's something that you can just jump in and relax and go. You can go mining while you're watching a Netflix movie or something. But it's also extremely deep if you want it to be. And that's the stuff that you go to YouTube and look for guides on and things like that. And you'll learn. It works the same way for everybody. You learn over time. I would say something I haven't done myself, but if you join a corporation, there's a corporation in EvE actually called EvE University, and they will actually train you on how to do all kinds of things. You can really seriously shorten your learning curve if you join a corporation. I've never done it because I'm really just such a lone wolf. I'm weird like that, but that's the fastest way to do it. All right, let's check chat real quick, and then I've got to pay attention to the game. Triangle. Whoa, I'm sorry if I missed a lot of streams. Oh, that's okay, bro. You don't have to apologize. I have notifications on. I can't seem to find lots of live streams. Corporation. Yeah, you have corporations in EvE. They're like guilds. Okay, let's lock this guy up. And let's start attacking them. Let's orbit them. I'm almost out of shields. We don't care much about shields. That's a Caldari thing. We are armor tanked. So when he gets into our armor, we'll activate one of our 2 armor repairs here, and he should not be able to out DPS us at that point in time. Oh, this guy kites us, so we need to actually chase him. And turn on that micro warp drive so we can close distance. Okay, you can see we're kind of getting into him now. We're about through his shields. Now we're hitting his armor. I can turn the micro warp drive off. And we're into his hole now. We're about to destroy him. Okay. So we'll approach. This is the treasure chest for us. I'm not timing anything today. I'm just running these abyssal sites over and over again and kind of chatting as I do them. Man, this skin that one of our viewers sent me is just really... Oh, it's nice. Look, it's got, oh, there's a word for that. I forget what it is now, but it reflects these other colors that are coming off of other nearby things. Let's go ahead and blow this treasure chest up. All right, we'll loot. Loot all. All right, you can see in our inventory right now, we're looking at about 2.8 million. If I filter that to abyssal loot, 2.75 mil is what's estimated. Now that's always going to be a high estimate. The market will not actually pay that much, but it's a decent approximation. We will go orbit this guy, turn the micro warp drive on to close distance. With Abyssal site farming, or really any other kind of farming, everything is about speed. How much ISK per hour are you getting? All right, what do we got? We got another Lancer, so I'm gonna actually chase him because he's gonna try and kite me. He's a missile boat. Missile boats want to keep range because their weapons can strike from quite a distance away. Gunboats usually want to be up close. We are a laser boat. We're short range though. Short to medium. Oh shoot, I messed up and didn't get that armor repair going. So that's okay, we've got both of them going there. They're gonna build me up, and I didn't take any hull damage. So that turned out good for us. Let's go get the loot. Got it. Hit micro warp drive to close the distance on this 13 kilometers. And we're going to room 3 of 3. I think, given how well this is going, I actually might just give Tier 1 a shot. I've been running nothing but T-0s. So I think today I'm going to give Tier 1 a shot. Let's see, yes, my micro warp drive is on. Let's open fire on them. This is a Domovic. Oh, I don't have them locked up. Okay, F1, make sure that I'm orbiting 7,920, which is not my optimal range. Okay, mousing over my weapons here, I can see I have a fall-off range of 10 kilometers and an optimal range of 7,590. So I'm going to come up here to this sign. This is my orbit sign. I'm going to right-click it. I'm going to set default. It was 7590, I think. Yeah. So I am now orbiting. My ship will attempt to orbit at my my optimal range for my weapons. These ranges change depending on what kind of guns you have loaded, what kind of ammunition you're using, and your skills. Actually, keep that going. Let's see, F1. I'm multitasking here, so I'm kind of not doing things as fast as I should be. You gotta be within 2,500 meters to loot. And then that was the third room for this run, so we're done with this run. We have, of just the Abyssal loot, we have an estimated 4.6 million. That probably translates closer to 3.5 to 3.6. No, I would say 3.6 to 3.8. And you don't want to hang around whenever you've gotten out of an Abyssal site. You want to go straight back to a safe space. EVE Online is an inherently dangerous environment. how do you do abyssals? Well, you see these things right here,
Docking
Jasper?
permission requested.
These are called filaments. So
Docking request
let me
accepted.
show you when we get inside here. I'm going to give you like the quick and dirty. If you want a more thorough description, you can watch episode number 1 on my YouTube channel. But let's expand this. All right, my filters, I want just the abyssal loot, and then first I want to stack everything. Then I want to grab everything except Tranquil Electrical. And I want to... Shoot, I gotta open up another thingamajig. Here we go. Drop all of that into my item hanger. Okay, let's look at the info on this. This abyssal filament will pull a Tech 1 or Tech 2 cruiser into a pocket of abyssal dead space with a tranquil environment and disrupted by electrical storms that will reduce EM resistance but enhance ship capacitor recharging. Now, we're not running it as a cruiser. We're running it as a frigate, and we're running it by ourselves. It's actually designed for you to bring a couple friends with you, but we're soloing it so that we get the most disc possible, and because we can. And so you need 3 of these, and you can buy them on the market. You can come up here to, after you open your market tab, you can type in Tranquil, and you're going to specifically want the electrical filament. Now, this guy named AceFace on YouTube is the professional for all this. He's the one putting out a ton of guides on this stuff. If you go to my episode number 1 in the comments section, I link the guide that I'm using because he's got a number of them. But if you don't want to do that, you can just look him up on YouTube and follow his guide, and he'll explain all this stuff in more detail. My episode 1 also explains it in more detail. But you buy these filaments and then you go out. You cannot run this in 1.0 or 0.9 space. You have to be at right here. Cannot be activated in 1.0 or 0.9 systems. And the level of Tranquil is considered T0. It's the easiest to run. And these run in tier groups. They get it progressively harder. So it's T0 to T6. And we're running T0s right now. And you can go out there and you can run that T0 just like you saw me do a little while ago, where I right-clicked it and clicked use. I had to form a fleet with myself. And these videos on YouTube will walk you through that whole process. Let's go ahead and undock. And then you can get some quick money for whatever you want to use it on. It's a good money-making option.
Warp drive active.
All right, so you're gonna see how I get this started. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you can buy them. Yeah, I showed you that. Here they are. They're 224,500 each, and you need 3. Okay, so I have a stack of 11 here, so I'm gonna right-click, and I'm gonna hit Use Tranquil Electrical Filament. I have already formed a fleet with myself. To do that, all you do is right-click on your ship. You come over here to Pilot, Fleet, and it'll have an option that says Form Fleet, and you can do that. Once you've done that, you right-click on your Tranquil, click Use, click Activate. Once you've activated, you get that little graphic, and it's a little hard to see, but this little tab right here with the 2 arrows on it, you move up, you grab those arrows, left-click and hold, and it brings up this context menu, and you can activate the gate. Then you're going to click Activate again, and it tells you that it's jumping. And now up here, it's going to tell you you have 20 minutes right here. You have 20 minutes to run all 3 rooms before this worm, because this is like a wormhole. It's what's called dead space, and you have 20 minutes before this thing collapses. If it collapses while you're in it, you die and you lose your ship. But you can see that with this fit that I'm running, we clear this pretty quickly. Let's lock these guys up. Make sure we're orbiting them. Put the lasers on them. I'm going to go ahead and get an armor repair going now just so I don't forget. Okay, lasers. Again, hit the orbit tool. And I got to hit lasers again. I do that by pressing F1. And I have all my lasers, because they're all the same type of weapon, I have them all grouped up by clicking this button right here. See if I ungrouped them? Oh, it won't let me because I'm in combat. But that puts them all on one button, and the hotkey for this is F1. So I hit F1, and all 4 of my guns are now firing on this guy here. I'll show you my fit briefly while we're in dock, but I am trying to be quick about things. So whenever we go back, when we're done with this site and we go back to the dock, I'll open it, and you can pause the video if you want. I'll open it and I'll mouse over stuff. But I really would encourage you to go look at AceFace's stuff. He has it so much better documented, and he tells you what to do and when to do it. So my video here, his video is the tutorial. My stuff here is more of a proof of concept. I'm also on the second part of, I'm not at the starter stuff, because he starts you out with some really cheap stuff that you're going to be able to afford right away. Oh, we were going the wrong way, darn it. So I wasted a bunch of time there. I'm on the second phase where he has since upgraded to some other modules. So I'm at phase 2 of his build. 117 mil is more than enough. Okay, I gotta lock it up. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Here we go. Loot. Loot. Okay. Jump. There we go. Oh, no problem, Triangle. You're good. You don't have to apologize. It's just good to have you in chat. Oh, you got a real bad internet connection, huh? Well, hopefully that's just temporary for you. I don't know if that's a regular thing or not. I understand how frustrating it can be whenever your internet is not performing at the level that you're paying for. Let's actually hit the other guy. He's closer. Well, they're both pretty close. Let's try chasing them. Okay, I want to activate my armor repair because they're into my armor now. I think I'm having a hard time catching this guy, so I'm going to turn my micro warp drive off because I have a feeling that's going to help me actually close the distance, and it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now this guy. Yeah, triangle, what is it? Oh, thanks for saying I hope you get famous and successful. Famous on the internet, huh? Yeah. I don't even know what I would do with fame. 3 sides, 3 points, all cool. Yeah. I agree, brother. Come on, take this guy out. Let me try and put MWD back on close distance some more. Okay, toggle off. Goodness gracious. It's taking forever. Let's try orbiting. I'm just trying to change things up because I'm having a hard time getting hits. How are we doing on time? 1340 left. We're hitting them pretty solidly now, pretty consistently. There we go, finally. That took quite a while. Pull range a little. Yeah, you got it. You were right. What's that range supposed to be again? 75-90. So my tracking was probably having a hard time, the tracking on my turrets. There we go. Loot all. Got it? Okay, now we can get out of here. I started out averaging 11 mil per hour. And last episode, whenever I upgraded to the, like, what I'm calling phase 2 of his build, I was able to jump that up to 15 to 17 mil an hour. For being T-0, I'm thinking that's a promising, those are promising numbers. And I'm gonna try T1 today. Once I run out of these filaments for the Tranquility, I'm gonna step it up to Calm. And see how I do there. I'm not really tracking ISP per hour today, I'm just doing the runs. But I do want to see if I can run T1s. Yeah, pull range, like you were saying. We're a little bit outside of range, but we got him. No, it's more than 1 mil per run. Yeah, my bad. I didn't include that number. That's for 4 runs. So I started out doing about 11 mil on 4 runs, and I jumped that up to my highest total was 17 mil off of 4 runs. No, I'm sorry. Man, I got that. I messed that all up too. The 17, it was 17 mil per hour, and I did that off of 4 runs. But see down here, like if we filter by Abyssal loot, just this load right here is estimated 4.5 mil. Now it's not going to sell for that, but it'll sell for more than 3.5, I think.
Warp drive active.
You can find, you have to routinely buy filaments off the market, yes, but you also find filaments inside the Abyssal space. So if I stack all in this particular run of 3 rooms,
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
well, I just stacked it, so I think I found 4 in there maybe. Inventory. And keep the electrical and drop everything to item hanger. Okay. So then we're going to undock. You know what's, this is going to sound a little funny. It's a little weird, but I'm just happy that I'm in a spot where I can actually answer some questions for some people. I think that's one of the big things that is common ground for most people in EvE. Everybody has had to, especially if you've been playing this game from near the beginning, everybody has had this hugely steep learning curve. So most people have had to eat glass to learn how to play the game in certain ways. And so when they can answer questions for others, and it's an empathy thing, you know, like, okay, I remember whenever I was in this kind of a situation, it sucked. It took me 3 months to figure out, right? maybe I can help this guy figure it out in 3 days, you know, or something like that. So it's a good feeling. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to show you that. Hey Johnny, how you doing? Johnny is the one that got me the Omega account, guys. Let's open up that fit. Okay. So let's start with the rigs. We've got one. He does not have to use this. I had to use this small ancillary current router because I didn't have enough power grid. Let me make sure this does power. Increase ship's power grid capacity, yeah. So he had power that I didn't have, and I think that's because he's an Omega clone. So I just found this, and so he runs 2 of these small auxiliary nano pump, and these are going to help increase your repair amount at the expense of increased power grid. So it directly affects these guys' ability. So he has 2 of those. Well, I just dropped one and replaced it with a plus power grid. The other one he has is a small capacitor control circuit to help the recharge rate. Then up here, remember this is phase 2. In phase 1, these are modulated pulsed energy beams. In phase 2, he goes to the small focused modulated energy, non-pulsed. And there are 4 of those, and he fits those with the Imperial Navy multi-frequency faction ammo that you can buy on the market. Then he has a small compact PB acid cap battery. I have not had to use that yet, but it'll give you a quick injection of capacitor energy. He has the 5MN YT8 compact micro warp drive. He has two Tech 2 heat sinks. And the first fit, whenever you, so money's not a problem for you. So you can probably bypass his first phase. But in the first phase, he has heat sink level 1, Tech 1. Then here we're at multi-spectrum coating Tech 2. Again, that's Tech 1 in the first phase. These are the same for Tech 1 and Tech 2. Small 1A enduring armor repair. And he's got 2 of them. So that's the fit. You can see we're at 135.7 DPS and 2,451 effective HP. Hey, Washington, how you doing, man? Known ASOP for a few years. Yeah. Like to help when possible. Johnny, yeah, like I said, man, he dropped that big Omega bomb on me, so that's the guy that I'll be taking over in the future. Washington says, just lost a cruiser and a T-0 because the beams couldn't hit a rogue drone. Sad day. Oh, that is sad. Washington, the guy I'm following, I want to point you towards him. The guy I'm following on YouTube is named AceFace. Look up AceFace Punisher Abyssal. He'll walk you through how to set everything up. You will never have that problem again. Jasper says, that's cool, I'm new. Any tips? Not really, I'm just now getting back into the game also. Yeah, last time I was played in 2007. So we're all noobish in our own ways. I mean, I would describe myself as a noob. I do have knowledge, but compared to what is available to know, there's a lot to learn. All right, let's pop this sucker open. We will use 3 more filaments. Where is it? Use. Okay. Activate. I can drop this back down. And find my little toggle thing there. There it is. And we can warp in. Activate. Alright guys, I'm off chat for just a little bit. I'll probably be talking, but I'm trying to focus. And I am not a good multitasker. I desperately wish I was. It would come in real handy. Okay, let's see, drop that. Lock these guys all up. Orbit, put the guns on them. Alright, they're halfway through my shields already. Go ahead and activate small armor repair. Spark needle nearly down. There we go, that's the first one. Spark needle 2. Guns active. Begin to orbit. We're healing through everything. We have plenty of time left, 19 minutes, but if this thing collapses on us, we're dead. We lose everything. It won't. We're blitzing through these things. But I just want to make everybody aware that that is one of the risks that you run with abyssal sites. 5,110. We're a little bit close. Okay, and that must be because he's faster than me, so he's able to dictate range. Let's approach. This is the treasure chest, the loot chest. Go ahead, micro warp drive in. Pulse off. Loot all, we got it. Okay, off we go to room number 2 of 3. how far away? 13 kilometers. I'll go ahead and pulse the micro warp drive on. See, our cap is doing very good. We recharge. We're very stable. Even with an alpha clone, we're very stable. This is a really good ship for this stuff. All right, approach. Pulse the MWD on. Yeah, Jasper, you can absolutely do it in 20 minutes. All right, pulse off. Man, I messed that up. Okay, I'm not locked on. There we go. Now we're returning fire. Oh, I also don't have these on. Everything reset when we jump through. Okay. Go ahead and get the loot chest locked up. Alright, he's gonna die pretty quick. There he goes. Now we can approach this. Okay, see, we're down to about half our capacitor. Watch how fast we recharge. I bet you will be recharged before we jump through the gate. Loot all. Jump through, hit the MWD, so I even lost energy by accessing this and speeding us up. We're not going to be recharged before we jump, but we're close. We got one leg to go. So we're very cap stable. We put out good DPS for how long this character's been in existence and the skill level that he's at. I mean, I think AceFace found a really good fit for Abyssal running. This is specialized. Not that you couldn't do it in other ships, but for a guy that's just days old, you know, this alpha count, it's only days old. I feel like we're doing pretty good. All right, let's grab this and orbit, put the guns on them, take the micro warp drive off. So we're about to get out of here, and we've been running for about 6 minutes. So you can see how your ISK per hour can really climb. Loot all. MWD on. So let's see what kind of loot we grabbed in this one. So we got one tranquil electrical. You can also experiment with running, actually we got two. We got two of them in that run right there. And you can experiment with running some of these others. He really does stress that the whole design is built around running tranquil electricals. But as you get better, I bet you can run any kind you want, and at that point in time you're probably eliminating a good portion of the cost for buying these tranquil filaments, because you'll be getting, if you're running all of these, you'll be getting a lot of them. I haven't verified that at all. That's just the idea I have. Let's stack all.
Docking request accepted.
Okay. Open up inventory. Sort by... I got this from AceFace's profile, by the way. His name on YouTube is AceFace. In game, his character is ACEYFACEY, all one word, AceFace. And he has stuff in his bio that you can click and you can get these filters from him. You can get an overview setup that he uses. I've done that for every single one of my characters. I think it's worth having. All right, so I'm going to grab everything here. Leave the Tranquil Electrical alone and drop them into the item hanger. So I've got 2 more runs right here, but if we grab more, we'll have some more runs. I'm going to run it until I can't anymore. Then I'm going to go sell everything, and then I'm going to try T1.
Warp drive active.
Just started watching it. Yeah, he's good. He's a good explainer. Those are quality videos. And Jasper, good luck, man. Let us know. Let us know how you did. If you're not done in time for this stream, then maybe you can jump in another time. I'm not trying to bait you to get in. I'm not trying to get extra traffic. I just genuinely would like to know how it works out for you. All right, let's see here. Abyssal loot. Use Tranquil, activate. Grab this. Activate, activate. All right. We are ready to roll. I got you, Jasper. Okay, so you got me going in the background. You're going to go into EVE and you're going to give it a try. Yeah, keep us updated. I think you're going to be really pleased. And F1. Put the lasers on them. I can start armor repping. Take the micro warp drive off. Actually, he's going to keep me at range. Yeah, he's a Lancer, so I'm going to close distance. I'm not going to orbit, I'm going to chase him. And now I will pulse the micro warp drive off. Go. Got him. Okay, approach the loot chest. Loot everything, and we're on to the next room. How am I doing over here with the condition? I'm at 31% damaged, okay. And I've got extras on me. They're standards, but I do have extras. Oh, I haven't locked them up. I keep making that mistake. I'm using small, Johnny. This is a frigate, and frigates are small ships, so they use small weapons. You'll start to see mediums. I think you can fit them to destroyers, but mostly people fit them to battle cruisers and cruisers. Yeah, S size. Okay, so we'll approach the loot chest, light it up, tell our guy to loot it. So the idea behind this is that a couple times a month, you reserve some time in your day to grind these missions out, these abyssal sites. You farm them back to back to back. You try to get your highest ISK per hour that you can. And the idea is that you do that a few times a month and then you can plex your account. Now, I don't know if that's really possible or not. Prices have gone down. AceFace advertises it at 15 to 20 mil an hour, depending on your pilot skills, his train skills, and your skills as a player. But that was written about a year ago, October of 2021. And since then, prices have dropped on the loot that you can sell. That's why I think whenever I got 17 mil per hour in the last episode, I felt like that was probably pretty good. Okay, this is a Lancer. He's going to try and kite me. That's what missile boats do. Because missiles have like 19-kilometer ranges. Everything else is a few thousand meters. So it's a big difference. They want to keep their distance. Let's activate armor repair. One more hit. There it is. Okay. Approach the loot chest. Light it up. Actually loot it. As long as you select loot, even if you're out of the 2,500 meter range, it will auto approach your target and then it'll open it automatically for you when you're within the necessary 2,500 meters to open up a wreck or anything like that. Once we've looted everything, we can leave. That's room 3. So we're done with that abyssal run. If I right click and hit stack, I have one more. I have 4 tranquil electrical filaments. It's going to require 3, so I have one more run I can make, and then we're going to try T1 after selling everything. All right.
Warp drive active.
I think I took the platinum insurance, Johnny. Because these ships, are loaded up with some decent modules. I had to pay for these on the market. This isn't just stuff that I found off of Pirate Rex. So, I got the highest insurance I could get.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
That said, the entire design philosophy behind what AceFace is doing is that at the amount of money that we're making, these ships are very replaceable. You're going to have more than enough money to be able to do that. 3 filaments are needed because it's easiest to show you. Let's open it up. So if you read here under info, it'll tell you that it's made for a Tech 1 or Tech 2 cruiser, right? But the other thing it's made for is for you to do with buddies. So you can select, instead of cruiser, you can select either destroyer. And if you run if you run it with a cruiser, you need 1 filament. If you run it with a destroyer, you need 2 filaments. And if you decide to run it with a frigate, you're supposed to bring a couple friends with you, and it's something fun that you can do with your friends, right? And you're going to need 1 filament each, and that's 3. But whenever you're farming it for ISK, you want to do it by itself. And you get the most ISK, it's a risk-reward thing. So in the lowest class ship, a frigate, if you're beating these things with a frigate, they reward you with more money. And so that's why it takes you 3 filaments, is because you're running it as a frigate. Okay, let's filter Abyssal loot. Control A to select everything. Control click to get rid of, to keep the tranquil electrical. Drop everything else into my item hanger. And we'll go make this one more run. After that, we will, assuming that we don't pick up 2 more filaments, because that would be another run, we will go back to Jita, sell all our stuff, see what we made. And then I'm going to run, I think it's Calm
Active.
Electrical. And that will be T1. And we'll see if I can handle it. I might lose the ship, I don't know, but I've got the money to replace it. I'm sitting at 23 mil with a lot of stuff to sell. Okay, use. So see right here, Johnny, you have 3 frigates or 2 destroyers or 1 cruiser. And we want the 3 frigates. You also have to have formed a fleet with yourself. You can do that by right-clicking your ship and you'll see the fleet option. Whoops, not that. We want to grab the Abyssal Trace. There we go. All right, Devoted Hunter is what we got. We are closing fast. I'm going to go ahead and activate my armor repair. I'm going to deactivate my warp drive. I'm going to lock him up, and then I'm going to hit F1 and orbit at range. F1, put all my guns onto him. And again, that's because I chose to click this to group all my weapons. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, they're all grouped together because they're all the same type of weapon. We will approach the loot chest now. Oh, I took a whole lot more damage than I'm used to taking. That guy actually got into my hull. I'm going to have to repair for the first time. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I need to keep that in mind. That, what was that called? A Devoted Hunter. They hit hard. That's a DPS ship. head to room 2. I think once they're within 30 kilometers, I can lock them up. Okay, got the first one. I must have crit him on that one. That seemed like it hit him really hard. All right, now we can get out of here. Let's stack all. Okay, and that was indeed the last run for these T-0s. We're gonna grab everything from the dock, head back to Jita. Oh no, my bad. We have one more room. I'm constantly losing count of where I'm at. Slowly but surely, this guy seems a little bit tanky. Okay, we're through his armor, and I think that was the strong point. Yeah, see, look how hard we're hitting his hull. This dude's gonna go down right here. There he goes. Approach. Micro warp drive on. Warp drive off. Loot all. Okay, let's stack all. Okay, one tranquil electrical left. So that means we are in fact going to pick everything up, go back to Jita, see how much we made. And then I'll try for a T1, which I think is the calm filament level. I need to confirm that.
Warp drive active.
Show info. Attributes. Difficulty tier 1. Okay, and if I look at tranquil, show info, it doesn't even have a difficulty level. That's why it's a T0. Okay. Well, so T1 might be a significant step up.
Docking request accepted.
It might be. And I am breaking from the guide by checking this out. I'm curious. And I've got the ISK to be able to investigate, test it out. Repair the Punisher. There we go. All right, open this up. Go over to our item hanger. Grab everything. Pull it into our ship's hull. And if we sort by Abyssal, it's telling us we have 11.5 million ISK. Now, again, we do not. We're not going to be able to sell it for that amount at Jita. But it'll be somewhere around there. It'll probably be 10 something. We're 3 jumps away from Jita. Hey, Ola. How are you? I hope all is well, wherever you're at. I love watching these ships up close whenever they transition to warp and you get, all of them have little moving parts to them. And it reminds me of something way back in the 90s called micro machines. And they were these tiny models of cars, but the details were incredible for something so small.
Warp drive active.
See, oh, I messed us up there, but maybe you could see the guns all retracted and stowed away right before we took off. See that they came back up into ready status. And let's zoom in. Oh, I can't. Yes, I can. We're right here.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, there they go. And there's a whole bunch of ships in this game, and each one seems to have something kind of somewhat unique about it whenever it comes to entering into warp. I succeeded. Thank you for showing me this. I did not even know it was a thing. Hey man, you're welcome, Jasper. I didn't know either. I'm brand spanking new at it. I saw these videos about a week or two ago. Watched them until I figured I understood what was going on, and then went out and tried it. And I'm happy that that you were able to share in that. It's a pretty good money maker, I think. When I watched these videos for probably a week, it was a bunch of EVE videos because I was trying to decide, am I in the mood to play EVE? You know, like sometimes it always surprises me. Sometimes I just get in the mood for space games. And so I started watching EVE videos and I was like, man, do I want to give that a shot? And then along with that, I started targeting like, okay, how do I earn ISK? How can I plex my account? And that's whenever I came across AceFace's videos. close up. All right, let's find out what we won. Not assets, I want the inventory. All right, now in this case, I am going to keep any calm electrical. There are no calm electrical. Okay, so we're going to sell everything.
Jita Trade Hub is not responsible for monetary loss due to local chat scammers.
This won't sell. I'm not quite sure. I haven't researched how to sell that. Light entropic disintegrator. But everything else, we're going to give it a shot. The Triglavian surveys are usually going to be your big money maker. All right, well, that came in a little bit lower than what I was expecting. I thought we would be in the 10s. We're at 9.8. But for not micromanaging, you know, like if I really wanted to do well, all of these reds, I would save them. I would go find a place, or I would use an online tool to find where they... Hold on. I just messed things up. To find out where they sell best at. And I would sell the greens, right? But I don't want to do that. I want to sell it all in one batch. I want to be quick. So we're going to make what I consider to be a quick 9.8 million. And there we go. Okay, we couldn't find anything for the 0-point condensate. That usually means that I didn't sell it quick enough. So you just have to do it again. All right, so now I'm up to 33.2 mil. Now I'm going to have to spend some of that to get, and I'm just going to get 3 calm electrical filaments. How much are these? They are 11.9 mil. No way. No, never mind. They're 12 million per. I don't even think I could afford to get 3 then. 36, right? 36 mil. I'm at 33. Yeah. Okay. Well, so bank your calm electricals, and as you find them, you know, and then you can sell. And I got 4 more filaments. Woohoo! There you go, Jasper. That's the best way right there. All right. Well, I tell you what, guys. Because these are way over what I thought that they would be, I am going to go ahead and call this an episode. How long have I been streaming? An hour and a half. So this one's a little short compared to what I normally do. But so in an hour and a half, I made 9.8 mil. Maybe we can do quick math on that. That's not going to be dead on because I did a lot of talking at the beginning of this stream. I wanted to go over some stuff and thank some people for things, like Johnny for getting me the Omega account. But let's say 1.5, let's see, it's actually 9.8 divided by 90, I guess, will give me how much per minute. And whenever I multiply that by 60, I really don't math well in public. Hopefully I got that formula right. It says I was making about 6.5 mil per hour, which is abysmal. Pun intended, right? But like I said, the first part of this video, a good section of it was me talking about stuff. So I'm going to throw that out. That's not a good calculation. All right, guys, let's go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for dropping by, and Again, my streaming is never on schedule. I just kind of jump on when I jump on. This guy does have a lot of days of training in front of him. My alpha character might catch up with him before, or my omega character, before he has this stuff done. But I plan on any time that I hop on and run Abyssal sites with this guy, I do plan on bringing it up on stream. So I just don't know when that's going to be. Probably the weekends. All right, good night, everybody. I hope you have a nice evening or day wherever you're at in the world, and really, truly hope the best for you and yours. Take care, everyone.